On here, back in the saddle for another round of Aetherdrift quick draft. We're just going to go ahead and jump right on in and get this party started. See if we can get ourselves another 7 wins. Alright. Let's see what we pull up here. Alright, pack one, pick one. For the rare, we have a Mythic March of the World Ooze. Creatures you control have base power toughness 6/6 and are oozes in addition to their other type. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, if it's not their turn, you create a 3/3 green elephant creature token. Alright. So if we play a greenish creature deck and we get this out, they have base power and toughness 6/6, which could be a possible game winner there. For uncommons, Momentum Breaker, decent little card. They either have to sacrifice a creature, discard. Plays along with Start Your Engines, of course. Fuel the Flames, 2 damage to each creature. And then we have a Greenbelt Guardian, Trample and Exhaust ability. And then we have the big boy, the Tarion, the World Tyrant. Another uncommon, the Thrill Seeker here, not bad. In a black-red Start Your Engines deck where you're trying to get out there as some aggro. As far as commons, we have the Lightning Strike's a nice little one. The Jaguar's not a terrible card. Let's go ahead and see what happens with green here. Let's go ahead and grab the Mythic Rare and see if we can build more of a green-based creature deck where they all turn into these giant 6/6s once we get this enchantment out here. Alright. Oh, Riptide Gearhulk. Too bad it wasn't the green and white one. I played with the green and white one one time. I really enjoyed that one. Double Strike Prowess. When it enters, for each opponent, put to one target. No, the owner's library, third from the top. Okay, I don't like the double blue, double white when I just grabbed a triple green spell. Point the Way can be okay to get the man out if you're struggling a little bit. But I think to kind of stick maybe a little bit with our green for right now, because I'm not loving... The Thunderhead Gunner's a pretty good card. I really think the 4/4 for 4 Trample, Reach, and the Exhaust later on kind of fits our big green that we were kind of going for a little bit. So let's just go ahead and stick with green for right now, and then see what else comes our way. Alright, so another decent uncommon in Pride of the Road. Risen Necrogen's great if you're playing a black Start Your Engines deck. We're not looking that way right now. And the other uncommons, Push Your Limits, a nice combo if that's the kind of deck you're going with the red-white. But this is looking really nice right here. It's got green in it. It's Flying Death Touch. And then you can reveal 2 land cards and get them into play to also help. It's just an excellent card, the Snake, an excellent uncommon. And then some of the other commons are okay, some playable. Again, the Lightning Strike. And then possibly the Stampeding Scurryfoot later on for a quick caster where we can put another creature into play and make them both 6/6s with the enchantment. But we're going to go ahead and go with the Sky Serpent Seeker for now. Alright, so we are not shifting over to Triple Red, even though this is a card I've really enjoyed playing. Alright, so the Green Belt, be able to give some of our big nasties trample, and then the Exhaust to make them bigger is not a horrible uncommon. I do like the Keen Buccaneer, and if we are going to be going Simic with the green-blue because of the Snake, it wouldn't be a bad card to pick up. Also, the Mangler is a pretty good defensive card because it always keeps turning into a 3/3 on your turn. So if you're trying to buy a little time to get some mana out to get some of your bigger creatures. So we have 3 good options, I think, right here. Let's go ahead and stick with the green main for now, because there's a chance we do play green in something else. We have the Hour of Victory, another decent black aggro card. Start Your Engines, lets you go search for something once you have reached max speed. I really like the Spike Spitter if you're playing. It goes great in a max speed deck as well. And we could try to shift over that way, but it's not really the way we started. I like this, the bike for this deck. For me playing big green, a Mana Accelerator would be really nice, and something we can gear up with some of our smaller creatures along the way. So we're going to go ahead and grab the bike right now. Gives a little extra mana production. Exhaust abilities are 2 less, so that's kind of nice since we're going with Exhaust right now. Creatures and vehicles you control gain trample until end of turn, +2/+1/+1 counters on this creature. We already do have a touch of mana fixing, so we could definitely go with add red in there as well to go with a Teamer instead of Simic deck. I don't love the other uncommon, Automaton. Spectral Interference is a fine card to play, and we could go that way, but I'm going to just keep our options open here and go ahead and grab the Boom Scholar for now. And so then Wreck Remover's nice card for any deck for a nice little life gaining. We're going to go ahead and grab the Interference now, though, and grab some more blue cards here, possibly. I think I like it better than the red creature. So we're going to go ahead and grab the Spectral Interference for a little interaction there. Alright, so Wreck Remover again. Another Exhaust creature with haste, which is possible. The Thopterus is okay, but I think we're going to start getting a little bit of ways to deal with creatures here. So we're going to go ahead and grab the Flood the Engine and kind of start, I believe, going red or blue-green with maybe the splash of red here. So Wreck Remover's nice in a 3-color deck because, you know, obviously you can cast it with anything. Not going to grab the white spell, so it's in between Fuel the Flames to grab another red card. It does 2 damage to each creature, which I'm not sure how many creatures I will have under 2 toughness. So that's a possibility. We're going to go ahead and grab that for now, and hopefully wheel the Wreck Remover or something along those lines. Point the Way to go find the enchantments, but I'm not really sure how quickly I'm going to be getting out there and starting my engines. And if we're going to go 3 colors, maybe a little more mana fixing might be in order. Trying to decide which one I like better here. Let's go ahead and try the enchantment, I guess. We'll grab that one for a 1-caster. Serpent on the top end or the Diver on the bottom end. Let's go ahead and... We don't have much red in here. We may not play red. So let's go and grab the blue card for now, just in case we go straight green and blue. And then trying to have that red on the first turn could also be difficult. So don't love the Ticket Tortoise, so let's just go ahead and grab the Buccaneer, which is a decent little card there. We'll go ahead and put that into our sideboard. And then the Mountain as well. We'll just pitch over there. Ooh, Basri, tomorrow's champion. Exert, yep. Nice little, if we were playing any kind of white, might be the way to go. Same with the Canyon Vaulter. Ranger's Refueler, I do like this, especially since we definitely have an exhaust theme going on here, so it would fit really well in with our deck. Let's go ahead and just make sure we don't have any commons here that we like better. Stall Out would be helpful. Crash and Burn would be a great card as well for removal for red. I just think the Ranger's Refueler with the exhaust that we're doing and the card drawing that it could get us, we're going to go and try that out first and get to grab the uncommon. We're not going with white at this point, nor black. I guess the Pace Setter Paragon's a possibility at 2/3, the exhaust, but only double strike until end of turn. Not the greatest. This could be good. This Rise from the Wreck is a lot of value. Mount card, vehicle card, you know what I mean? You can get a lot of things back. And I think, even though we could probably use a little bit of removal, we're going to go ahead and grab the Rise from the Wreck because of the value that we could get back. Tyrant, another exhaust ability, and if you haven't used one yet this turn, so strong possibility right there, fits what we're trying to do. Or we could grab another Flood the Engine to deal with creatures, or that Scurryfoot we had seen before. Let's go ahead and go with the uncommon, because obviously the chance of the common coming back through is a bit more likely. So we're not doing anything with red, white, or black, so I like the Hull Drifter. I like the Stall Out. And then we could go with another bike. Let's go ahead and grab the Drifter, though. A little bit of flying, a little bit of card drawing. Whenever you attack, draw a card, discard. I really like this card, and we do have red and blue, so that could kind of solidify our playing 3 colors. And we're going to go ahead and do that. I've just seen this work extremely well and just get a really huge advantage. Oh, let's hear it. Fights an opponent, counters the spell, or the Stampeding Scurryfoot again. We're going to go for the Plow Through because we need ways to deal with creatures and artifacts, and that can be a cheap one to go along with some of our bigger creatures. Alright, Bounce Off. Return's not bad. I prefer the Stall Out because it buys you more time with the 3 stun counters on it. So I do like the Scrap Compactor, but we're going to go ahead and grab the Stall Out right here, and maybe the Compactor will wheel to us. We shall see. Oh, yeah, that's one of my favorite cards in the whole set. It's my favorite uncommon, I believe, and we're going to go ahead and grab that. It just can so quickly shut down your opponent's side of the board. We're going to go ahead and grab a Stall Out again, another way to tempo and deal with things. All right, so now we have a choice between the Jaguar or the earlier Midnight Mangler. So for 2 casting cost creatures right now, we really don't have much. We just have the 2. Not that we have much for 5, but we do have more bigger threats. So we're going to go ahead and go with the Midnight Mangler on this pick. And then so this ended up being, we'll go ahead and grab the vehicle and probably just throw it in the sideboard here, most likely. Alright, I guess another Stall Out might be one of our main ways we deal with creatures. Yep, gonna be one of our main ways we deal with creatures. Alright, 4 Stall Outs. Not that it's the greatest, it doesn't remove it, but it certainly buys you a lot of time with 3 turns on the tap out. Alright, Bosri, another one. Didn't end up going that way. Could go double on the boosted sloop, which wouldn't be terrible. This is a great card, but we are not going into a 4th color right now. Definitely not. Another Mangler would be okay. Trip Ups, can deal with things. I do also like the Venom Sac Lagak. I do like that card with the Death Touch for an early creature, but this is a tough call. It's only crew 1, which is great. We just don't have much for early creatures right now still. We may need to forego a 2nd sloop over more creatures right now. Yeah, we're 8 creatures. Let's go ahead and just grab the Death Toucher. Roadside Blowout. Cost 2 less to cast. Return target creature vehicle to opponent's hand and draw a card. Not that great. Not going to black. Scoreboard is okay with drawing cards and make my spells cost less. I don't hate that. Return a little bounce spell. Some more tempo wouldn't be a horrible thing. But I think we're actually going to go with another Death Toucher over any of the bounce spell or the compactor. We're going to get another Death Touch creature because we are, again, still only up to 10 creatures, so we have to start thinking about that. Not playing the red. We're not going to be playing that kind of style of red deck with the mounts and vehicles. So he can search your library or graveyard with a creature with no abilities. Do I actually have a creature with no abilities? I don't even think I do right now. We're playing mostly Exhaust. So we're going to probably pass on the Fang Druid Summoner because we're just not going to get the value out of it. I think our choices are Flood the Engine here. Again, another way to deal with a creature, or the Surveyor. And we're going to go with more creature control here. Again, we're passing on the Push the Limits. The Fang Druid Summoner doesn't fit great. Thoughtcast, Affinity for Artifacts. Draw 2 cards. 5 artifacts so far. We got some vehicles that we're probably going to be playing, possibly. So that's a possibility, because I don't love the 1 red caster on the first turn. But yeah, we are going to finally grab a Stampeding Scurryfoot, though, here. Get us another 1 caster in the deck. Alright. We're not playing a lot of mounts or vehicles there, so we just have, the 2 mounts, the 5 vehicles, and we won't be playing them all, I imagine. So probably not going to be very interested in the red vehicle, the Spire Mech Cycle. But we do have a Flyer with Exhaust, the Trip Up, Silken Strength, nice little combat surprise there, and then we have the Night Market for a bit of mana fixing again as well. Alright, so do we want the Trip Up to keep going a bit with our... I think we should actually just grab a little bit more mana fixing, the Night Market, just to help smooth things out a little bit. Trade the Helm, not a terrible card. Could do a little trade shenanigans. The land could help out, being able to accelerate our land count a little bit. I really like this card more with the white artifact or enchantment that activates them without a cost, which is very nice, because otherwise the 5 crew activation, not really loving that on the Marshal's Path Cruiser. So it's either Broken Wings or Trade the Helm, I think, here, and we're going to go ahead and grab Trade the Helm. And then what else do we have here? The Racer Scoreboard, a little bit of card drawing. Don't love the Howler's Heavy. It's a 3/4 for 4, and the -3/-0 is meh. is what it is. So let's see here. What do we have? We don't have many 4-casters, though. What do we have for 3 casting cost creatures? We got 2, 3, and most of our 3-casters are actually spells that we have right now with Rise from the Wreck. The bike, I guess you can count as but these are vehicles. Let's go ahead and grab us a Surveyor. And then we'll go ahead. Do we want a second Buccaneer or a second bike? Because I don't believe I want the Rover Blades. Let's go ahead and go with the Keen Buccaneer since we still don't have a ton of creatures. We'll keep that going. Keeps our exhaust theme kind of going as well. So we can go with the Wreck Remover, a little bit of possible card drawing, or the Burner Rocket for a bit of a combat surprise. We're going to go with the Wreck Remover because we don't have much for 4-casters. It doesn't matter what lands I draw, I can get it out. So I think we're going to go ahead and go with the Wreck Remover. So we have, again, the Racer Scoreboard, the bike. We're going to go ahead and just grab the Camera Launcher just in case we need another creature in the 3rd slot there. We're not playing white. I guess we can grab the Endrider Catalyzer. We'll grab the Catalyzer for something different. Still not playing Push the Limit, so we'll just grab a Diver there. I'm not sure if we'll play it or not, depending on how we feel about our mana. Alright, so let's take a look and see what we can do. If we're going to splash the red, if we're just going to go strictly blue-green with this deck. So what does the red add for me? What does it really add? We have, what, 5 cards with red in them. So the Divers might be difficult to cast on the first turn with just a few red in the deck. Yeah, we're not playing the Light Wheel Enchantment, obviously. We're playing the Plains, obviously. Pull those out. But Dynamite Diver is okay, but not like super powerful, game-changing. Catalyzer, same thing. The Boosted Sloop is pretty cool with the drawing a card and discarding a card attack, and then the making the exhaust abilities cost a little bit less is pretty cool. You know, creatures go green, trample, but I really don't want to deal with, you know, we got 3 greens, double blue, double blue, double blue. I think we're going to just decide to take the red out, that I might be asking a little too much to stretch the mana there, just for not worth it, really. The Catalyzer, not really worth it. Fuel the Flames to each creature. Okay, you know, if someone gets a quick start on you, but very... This was basically wanting to splash the red for these 2 cards right here, for the 2 gold cards, but I honestly think we can live without them and just continue on more of a green, you know, a little bit of tempo when we need it, the stall outs, the tap creatures to clear the way, or on the defensive side, and just, yeah, kind of control the board that way and just get big creatures through, 6/6s through. 15 creatures right now, so we don't want to cut many more, but we're going to go ahead, if we pull the Sloop. So yeah, that will make it, I think, a bit easier. So 14 creatures, 17 non-creatures. So mostly this deck we're trying to pull non-creature spells out of it. Definitely need this fight spell. See, I don't love this because it can be difficult to activate it, because I'm not super aggro at the beginning, and it might be difficult to actually get the counters on it to make it worth it. So we're going to go ahead and pull that for now, because we're trying to pull non-creature cards as it is anyways. So let's see here. We're going to hold on to the Mangler for now, because it's a good early 3/3 defensive creature. We like the Refueler. We like the Interference. Stallouts are good. Got to keep the Guardian. Cool little combat trick, but we're going to have to pull some things. So we're going to pull the green enchantment with the Flash, the Silken Strength. Alright, so what do we have? We still have 11 2-casters here. We might pull a Stallout or the Mauler, we'll see here. We're going to go ahead and just check out our 3-casters first. Flood the Engines, we've got the Buccaneers, the Refueler, the Surveyor. We Rise from the Wreck, the Bike, and the Camera Launcher. Kind of digging all those cards. Definitely digging these cards as well. So we're probably going to have to take some of our spells out here, our non-creature spells, some more of them. So let's go ahead and start with, we'll take out one stall out. Don't want to take too many out if I'm being honest, just because this isn't going to be much of a sit on your mana kind of deck, but this could be key later in the game at a point. Let's go ahead and trade the helm out just to see. It's kind of expensive and it does need you to have a not so good, creature or artifact to give up. So we'll go ahead and let that go for now. I really like the Serpent when the board comes up a lot, then you can get through with the can't be blocked ability. It is pretty nice. So that gives just 1 5 caster, 1 6 caster, 1 7 caster. Only 3 4 casters, which isn't, crazy. So we have to decide if we want the bike still to kind of help. So 3rd turn to 5th turn it would give. It's definitely possible. Creature card, mount card, vehicle card, and target card with no abilities. Ooh, rise from it does give a lot of value. It really, really does. All right, what if we go down to 2 stall outs? What if we pulled 1 mangler? I guess if we pulled a mangler because the refueler's just better, even though it doesn't go on defense. It just works with my exhaust abilities. When you activate it, you draw a card. Can't go too light on the way to deal with creatures. I guess we could not play the interference. That's a possibility. We could pull 1 more creature. So we need to get our 3 casters down just a little bit. I think the camera launcher is just the suspect there. He's just kind of there if you need him. And I think if I take 1 more non-creature, we're just going to roll with 17 here. And so if we take out another, I think 2 or 3 caster, because we're not getting rid of any more creatures at this point. We're getting rid of a non-creature spell. So I like plow through, keeping the Scurryfoot. I guess it's between the refueler, which I don't think we should, the interference, the stall outs, keeping the creatures. I guess we could pull the bike and just try to get to it more naturally. And then we'd still have the rise from the wreck for value for later on in the game. Rise, you can return 1 mount card, vehicle. Okay, so let's see here. We got 3 vehicles, 2 mounts. Yeah, just any creature card, then I have a mount, then I have a vehicle, and a creature card with no abilities. I don't think I have the no ability creature. So we'd be losing value there, I suppose. But other than that, that's pretty darn good value. So I think we're actually just gonna, don't want to go down to 12 creatures really. I like the Buccaneer, it gives me a little extra card drawing. I guess we're just gonna pull the bike out and try to get to our spells a little more naturally, I suppose. I think that's what we want to do here. Because we need creatures to be able to turn into 6/6s. Right? We need to have the creatures out. So we don't want to go super light on creatures. We want creatures, and we want smaller creatures. So not pulling any of these guys here though still. I guess I could pull the Wreck Remover, but I really don't want to go under 13 creatures. Let's go ahead and we're gonna pull the bike out of here. I think we're gonna keep the rise from the wreck for value to get things back because it works with a lot of our things. So yeah, if we put that right there, oops. Yeah, so we got 2 1 casters, 8 2s, 3 7s, 3 1, and then 2 that are 6 or plus, but one's a 6 and one's a 7. So light on the bottom and top end, which isn't bad. So I don't think we need to go over the 17 lands because most of our deck is within the 4. So we're just going to stick with the 17 lands. Let's see, we are 12 and 11, so we're almost nearly balanced. We got the night marker, so we can pick if we need to. We can cycle it later in the game. So, yep, I think that's the way we're going to try it out anyways to start. So we're going to try to get our creatures out, turn them into 6/6s, and pound with them. Kind of what we got going on. If we can't, if the board is totally gummed up, we're going to try to sneak through with the Serpent, but we're hoping that our stall out and flood the engines can kind of help us control the board. Yeah, I am not liking pulling the Stallouts out. I'm going to be honest. Okay, so the more I look at it, the more I want to play Stallouts just to deal with the board and get my creatures through. Possibly pull a Rise from the Wreck and the Spectral Interference, because we're not going to be sitting on mana a lot. Alright, last minute. If it doesn't end up working out, we'll go ahead and... I just don't feel like I have enough ways to mess around with creatures, because if we don't play those 2 Stallouts, we're down to 5, but then with the Stallouts, we're up to 7 ways. I guess 8 if you count the... Yeah, we're going to try this out with the Stallouts, but if we're finding that we need to get more cards back value, or if we want the counterspell, we'll go ahead and do that instead. But yeah, that's the way we're going to try to run it at first anyways. We're going with bigger green, kind of the... I haven't done this many times, but I really thought that enchantment looked cool, and I wanted to try to play it and see what we could do with it. Might need to be even more creature heavy, but if we don't draw that card during the game, we need other ways to win, so still want to go with the Stallout plan. Or Nonodon. Alright, let's see how this goes. I don't know. Okay, my opponent does go first, but I have both colors, 3 lands, Buccaneers, Strategist. You know, we don't... The Serpent, meh, but we're going to try it out. It's our first game. We'll see if we can draw 1 or 2 casters, you know, in my first couple draws to help out. But in Limited, I don't think, you know, starting off on the 3rd turn is necessarily a death now. So we're going to go ahead and keep the 7. They mulligan once, so that'll help. Should help. Hopefully it'll help. Let's see what we're up against here. Alright, white. Nesting Box. Start your engines. Okay, he's getting the party started. So when he dies, he creates 1/1 servo. Just the problem is he'll have max speed very shortly. Oh, green-white could be a very strong deck. They might be looking for land and answers. If I can get something out in front of that bot, we'll be doing okay. We unfortunately did not draw 1 or 2 caster. Unfortunately, kind of have the heavy end of our deck. Okay, 2/2. Ooh, boy. Alright, well, we got a lot of 3 casters to play, but hopefully we can draw something else along the way. He has green and white, so he could, you know, definitely have ways to deal with my 2/3 and keep the pain coming. Okay, makes it a 3/3 with a double. We're gonna go with no blocks this turn. We're gonna have to concede the max speed, unfortunately. Alright, Ether Jacket. Alright, let's go ahead and lay our land, and we want to use our mana up and slow our opponent down, so we're gonna go ahead and slap out a Sabotage. We are no attacks here. Alright, hopefully we can recover from our slow start. Alright, we have a Flood the Engines to deal with the Beast Rider, thankfully. 2/3 with Lifelink and Vigilance. 3/3. Oh, man. We're going to take it one more turn. We got to take it one more time. Alright, they have no cards in their hand. If I can somehow stabilize. I mean, I have the Sabotage Strategist to kind of slow them down a little bit. Okay, green, you know, more land's not bad. I still can't double cast this turn, which is a real bummer. Oh, but we can still flood the engines and use the Buccaneers. Draw discard power, so we are going to do that. Do we want to do it on the Veteran Beast? Yeah, even though it has the lifelink and the vigilance right now, this can make their other creatures bigger and such whatnot, so we're shutting that down. And then we're going to go next to combat, no attacks, and see if we can try to stabilize a little bit here. We're hoping. Certainly not sure, but we're hoping. We can go ahead and discard the Surveyor, because if I ever get max speed later, I can get him back. Alright, yeah, we're passing to attackers. Okay. So does he have combat tricks? Nope. If he pulled that back, he doesn't have any combat tricks. Alright, so what we're going to try to do, we're going to pass the blockers, a block, go one blocker. Before we pass the damage, we're going to activate the ability. We're going to discard the Surveyor like we just talked about, turn to a 3/4. Yes, killed him, lost all those enchantments. Yep, they got lots of life, but if I can stabilize and take control of this game, we're alright. You may cast this from your graveyard. Oh, okay, I see. So you can keep putting it on creatures. Yeah, that's what it is. I have more cards. Wouldn't say my board's better yet, but it ain't bad. They can't really do any damage to me when they attack because the strategist. Yeah, if you didn't catch it, the draft before this, I did a mono blue almost. Is it Splash? I tried a few games, but I had 5 strategists. And let's just say it's a good card. Things went well, we'll say. Okay. We need to we want to double cast on some turns, so we'll lay this. We'll call green, so we're even. We can still play another Buccaneer and leave up mana to activate its exhaust if we need to. Alright, so they have a flying blocker, so we're not attacking in the air. Do we want to attack with a 3/4 vigilant creature? I think I do. I think I want to start turning around maybe and putting some pressure on them, see what they want to do. Because they're going to lose a bit if they block. I'm assuming they're going to take. But like I said, I'm vigilant, so it doesn't cost me anything. And if they want to triple block, yo, that's a thing. All right, we're going to go ahead and end turn. And we probably are going to Keen Buccaneer. We'll see what we draw. If we draw the land, we'll pitch it. If we draw a better creature, something good, we'll get rid of the Refueler. Just going to kind of decide. Yep, 0/4 that mounts and saddles opposite. Got it. If we can get rid of this flyer right here, we can go ahead and start getting through in the air with Vigilance. All right, we'll pass to attackers. All right. Yeah, so another artifact, and I don't have any artifact creatures out, so we can't kill them. All right, my turn. Let's go ahead and do the plan. Use our mana. Yep, we'll just pitch the green, the forest that we just drew. All right, so then we end up with a Death Touch. So we can still play 2 cards in 1 turn, which is great. We cannot kill or deal with their Ether Jacket yet, so we're not on the attacks, but let's go ahead and get this board turned around here. See how they like 4/4s and 2/1 Death Touchers. Yeah, we're gonna go to combat. Let's attack with both our vigilant creatures here. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they can block the one with the interface ace, but you know, the other one, they either have to eat another 3 or sack a creature, or triple block and sack 3 creatures to kill one. All right, gonna go ahead and end turn. Didn't really cost me anything to get 3 damage in. Alright, so if we draw a land, mana source, the Serpent's coming. If not, we'll play the Refueler. During your turn, as long as you haven't activated an exhaust ability this turn, you may activate exhaust abilities as though they haven't been activated. You just can't do it multiple times in a turn still. So with her out, I could keep repeating this once a turn if I needed to or wanted to. Same thing with the exhaust on that critter. Alright, they didn't attack, so they didn't do anything. Let's see here. Let's go to combat and see what they do. We're going to come in with... because I have 7. I have 7 available, so I can activate any of their exhaust abilities depending on how they block. But if I attack with everything and I don't leave any blockers back, and they don't block, they can't come back for 11, can they, with 1 card in their hand? I don't believe so. Well, these guys are vigilant anyways. What am I talking about? Alright, we're going... no. 4 attackers. Yeah, we'll keep the Death Toucher on the ground just for blocker. See what they do. Makes sense. So I'm kind of waiting to see who they block to try to kill. How they decide to try to do this. Or if they're just takesies. Yeah, and then they just gave up. That makes sense. Alright, so the deck is not complete jank, which is great. We love to see that. Platinum tier 4, we also love to see that. Let's go ahead and give it another chance here, see what happens. I may have just been against a really, really bad deck that made me look good, so let's go ahead and at least try one more here. Alright, our opponents. The Abbot? The Abbot. Or is it Theobot? Okay, I go first. I have 2 casters. You know, 3 caster when I draw land. No. Alright, here we go. Green and pass. Oh, do we want the Death Toucher first, or do we want... We'll go with the Death Touch. They might be afraid to block it, and then we can always saddle it with the Green Belt if we wanted to. If they pose a problem. Alright, let's go ahead and lay a blue out there. We will play... We're going to use all our mana here. You know what, let's just see if they want to trade. See if they're in a trading mood. Or if they think I have a combat trick. Alright, let me through, and then we'll put a 2-3 out to block their 2-2. And end turn. Alright, yeah, whenever this creature attacks while saddled, so it doesn't need to get through on the attack, it just needs to attack. Oh yeah, the old 3-3 for 2. Yeah, that's a nice little card. Saddle. I will gamble. You may have a 1 white casting cost spell. I just didn't feel as though you did have something there. Cool, we're drawing lands. We're not drawing green lands, unfortunately. So we're kind of getting choked a little bit here. We'll go ahead and all attack here. At the very least, we can play out the Greenbelt Guardian the next turn, exhaust it. Alright. Attacks. Opponent obviously has something in their hand because it keeps stopping between phases. I definitely would have loved to get the Scurryfoot out, but I didn't draw that second force to be able to go double green spell. What are they waiting to figure out? The 1 white spell for 5 that only costs 2 if it's on a tapped creature? Ride's End? Is that what it's called? I'm trying to figure out if they want to use it or connection issues? Let's see here. Maybe it had Abbot duties here that they had to attend to quickly. We'll be back shortly. We shall see. Is our opponent away? Oh, I think they're back now. Okay. Alright, so we can decide if they attack, if we want to. Where this creature attacks while saddled, search for a non-clan permanent with mana value 3 or less put on the battlefield. Yeah, I would really love something to deal with that. Do we want to pitch? Or do we wait one more turn? No, let's go ahead and just activate it while we have the mana. We're going to see what we do here. Alright. Am I trying to win this game without this card right now? Because I could be a long ways away from 2 more greens. Whereas next turn I can just play the Wreck Remover, possibly. Yeah, we'll probably draw a couple forests right away, but okay, cool. That's not terrible. I mean, not great, but it allows me to play a spell that lets me draw more cards, right? And we're going to do that because we're looking for answers. We're digging for answers. Not quite what we were looking for. No combat. And we're going to leave our Death Toucher back on defense, obviously, against their 5/5. So depending on what we draw next turn, we can lay a Wreck Remover, Scurryfoot, or we can lay a Buccaneer Refueler. If we draw a 6 land that comes in untapped, we go Mover, Refueler, or the 3 other cards. Getting this guy out might not be a bad idea since I got a couple exhaust abilities on the board. Okay, oops. Alright, buddy, what you rocking? Saddle 4, okay. Where is this creature's attack while saddled? Okay. Non-land permanent card with mana value 3 less. Is he gonna grab something to kill my Lagak? That's a nice card. We will pass the blockers. We will stick the Death Toucher in front of them. That might have a combat trick, I suppose. Like an indestructible white. I'm trying to think of the card it would be. Oh, passing the damage. I mean, they got a 3/3 out of it, but I mean, they got a card out of it, but they traded a 5/5 for my 2/1. I mean, I don't hate that. Alright. Let's go ahead and... I think I want to shut this guy down right now so he can't get a 4/4 dragon out there. See what they do, see if they respond with the +1/+1 counter. Doesn't matter too much if they do. They can't get the dragon right now. They don't have the 4 mana. That's why we're doing it right now, Mm-hmm. Okay. Now we go next to combat. Next to attackers. Going all attack. See if they do. Removal spell on my non-tapped creature to clear the way, but it's not like they can end me next turn. Ride's End. Yep, that's the one I was talking about before. That's what I think they had before that they weren't sure what to do with. Alright, yeah, definitely resolve that, no problem. Next damage, cool. Then if we lay the Refueler, we can go, next turn we can go Scurryfoot right into Exhaust, get another card if we want to. Yeah, we're going to use up all our mana. I mean, they aren't that threatening this next turn anyways. I can crew it for 2 or 3. I can stick the flyer in the way if I don't want to lose my Buccaneer. I can do different things here. Okay, gets the counters. Awesome. He attacks with both. I'll just block the Dawn Tyrant with my 3/4. Otherwise, I'll crew up the Drifter to block his 4/3. Oh, yeah. He's got the artifact +2 trample guy. No blocks. I'm not positive, but my guts tell me he has the red and white guy that gives him +2 so 0 and trample. Toughness 4 or greater. Okay, you got it, buddy. Alright, so only 5 lands still, so we might just go Buccaneer because we need 6 to do this and the stall out, so we'll go Buccaneer into the stall out. Slow him down for a few turns. Next to combat. No attacks. End turn. Just ending the turn here. So next turn we could lay these 2 creatures, or like I said, we could do that and the activation, get a card out of it. No blocks. We'll go to 10. My turn. Ooh, that's not a bad card. So we could start with some... Yeah, let's get some creatures out. Let's go ahead and do the Stampeder and then do the get a little bit of life gaining going. Then next turn, if we draw a land, we can still Serpent and activate the Exhaust on this and draw some cards. Or do we do 3 mana, save the Exhaust cost? But I don't really want to pitch there necessarily. So yeah, we're just going to go with get some more creatures out. So then we'll lay Wreck Remover, just lay it out because we're going to remove the Mare for sure, get him out of there, get a life back, and then play the Scurryfoot. So now we got 3 blockers, plenty to crew with, and hopefully we can turn this around. So this represents some card drawing, this represents some card drawing if I can get around to doing their abilities. This guy obviously can get me some lands. Alright, pass to attackers. Let's go ahead and rip the Hole Drifter. So if he plays a combat trick, I'm just losing my Drifter, not a creature. See what he does. +2. It's the +2/+0 guy, right? Does 2 damage to each creature. Okay. Wow, interesting. I was not expecting that. Okay, pass to blockers. Should I block? He has no cards in hand. These are tapped for another turn or 2. Ooh, this represents card draw, though. Let's go. We're doing it. Okay. So we can go land, Serpent, play the Exhaust. Next to combat. Next to attackers, I'll go here. Get another life. Next to damage. I could accrue that for 2. Oh my god, I just missed on 3 damage. I'm such an idiot. Come on, land. Land. Land, be dead. Land, be dead. Oh, I could have got 3 more in. Oh, I was just too fast. I went too quick there. Oh, okay, because they realized I can turn that into a vehicle, my artifact creature, and that they were dead. Oh, I'm so glad my silly mistake didn't stop me. Alright, off to a nice 2-0 start. Claim that reward. Claim that. Alright, let's go ahead and try out another one here. See if we can keep this going. Opponent goes first. Not keeping a one-color hand. Not great, but 2 colors, cool. Keep 6. Just throw back the highest caster, I guess. Possibly the least impactful too, but highest caster, so things don't go well. Okay, green, white. That's probably... We'll wait to see what else we draw here before we call a color on that. If they lay another creature and saddle them, I probably will block. We will probably trade. Yep, they had the removal. It's not too surprising. Okay, unfortunately we didn't pull, so we have a double blue. I know we need triple greens for later. We're going with blue because that's what's in my hand. I need a second blue, so I gotta make sure I get it. We're gonna go ahead and lay out a Scurryfoot and go. Alright, so next turn we got the Buccaneer. Yeah, green-white is a good color combination here. Oh yeah, +1/+1. Saddle. Yep, that's not surprising. Alright. We'll have Stallouts coming here soon enough. Okay, they're on a mission to keep my board cleared off. That's fine. Go ahead and lay a Buccaneer. Say go. If we draw a land next turn, we can do double Stallout. I just need to draw some threats to go along with it. There we go, another 4. They're cruising. Okay. Now the question is, do I save 2 for the ability? Alright. I mean, I'm at 12 life. I can't deal with flyers right now, so we're trying to buy ourselves a few turns. Combat trick? Okay. Nice, nice. I forgot about the Fang Guardian. Figured he had something, but I really didn't want to take 4 damage either, but let's see what we got here. Unfortunately, not drawn the best. That's okay. We'll get another Buccaneer out. We're just trying to stay alive. Don't know what we can draw at this point because we're not getting very far. Yep. Feels like that's what I had to do. Well, that's cool that but we are gonna start getting smoked. I just didn't draw anything to go along with our Stallouts for any kind of pace or anything like that. I think this happens to me almost every draft where I win the first 2. Instead of taking a break, I decide to play the third one, and it doesn't seem to go well. Okay, let's go ahead and shut you back down, I guess. Fight a little longer. I mean, we have one more turn. I mean, if I draw a land, Aetherdrift, I'm dead. Yeah, I don't really have another turn. I'm just dead. Yeah, we'll go ahead and lay that land, die with 2 cards in my hand. We'll let him get the finish. It's your turn. I'll let you kill me, buddy. I don't need it anyway. Good game. Good good green-white deck, solid value, playing on curve, you know, had the Mount Plus edition to help out. Yeah, all good things for our green and white deck. Well, we were going to take that break after that third game loss instead of like I should have after that second game. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and come back with part 2 a little bit later here. And until part 2, until the next time, everybody, keep doing those big dog things.